Welcome back. So today we have a little piece of news that actually matters quite a bit. In the upcoming update, they're planning on teaching the AI how to handle heavy weapons, which I know that doesn't sound like a crazy huge leap, but this is actually going to be awesome. Unless you're on the receiving end, I guess. But what this means, and to be fair, they've had little bits and pieces like this in the past. If you remember last year, they updated the flamethrower AI to actually pull out the flamethrower and use it when they were close to people. And it made having the extra flamethrower guy in your squad kind of useful when you weren't playing him. Because how useful is it really to have specialists in your unit that you're not currently playing as if they're not doing anything? Now, I know. The Enlisted AI has a history of being hot garbage. They either are 0 or 100, or either they stand there with their thumb up their ass and do nothing while the enemy runs past them and kills you, or they headshot you at 100 meters through 16 bushes. Or, more reliably, if you get within bayoneting range, they bayonet you. So I understand that the AI is not really inspiring a whole lot of confidence. But, hear me out. Give me the bazooka and step aside. This is going to affect AI AT gunners in your squad. After the update, if you give them the order to destroy an enemy vehicle, they will use their AT rifles and rocket launchers aiming at the most vulnerable parts. Most importantly, they don't run into the line of fire. Friendly fire is on. Or most importantly, don't run into the line of fire. Friendly fire is on. So that part is interesting, and I think that might actually cause a lot of problems. Because like we just discussed, the AI is kind of stupid. And based off of what this sounds like, there isn't really an order system in the game right now. I would love there to be one. That's something I've discussed before, and I'll probably make another video about it soon, about all of the orders that I would like the AI to have. But for now, the AI doesn't have an order system. What it does is it piggybacks off the spotting system, and they turn and face that. And I think that's what they mean here. Because you can basically tell the AI right now to go and stand at a point, or to follow you. Those are really your two orders. If you've got a second engineer, you can order them to build something by using the move here command. And you can order your guys to break barriers and sandbags and whatnot, using the move here button. So this is going to be one of two things. Either A, and this is the one that I'm concerned about, you spot an enemy tank, and they're going to immediately try to shoot it. At least they're going to aim for the vulnerable parts. The problem there is, I run AT soldiers a lot in my squads. I spot tanks every time that I see them. I'm not always in a position to engage them. If they're going to have friendly fire on, and that's how you order them to engage a tank, I'm going to get killed by my AI all the time. And that's going to be a problem. If instead the order comes off the move to position order, the same way that you order an engineer to build a spawn beacon that you've started building, or that you order any other soldier to break barbed wire, or that you order them to arm or disarm a bomb, if it comes off of your move here command, so it's separate from spotting, I think that's how it has to be implemented. Because with friendly fire on, this needs to be a conscious decision that I want you to kill that tank, and it needs to be separate from me telling my whole team, look out guys, there's a tank here. But as long as it's separate, this has the potential to be awesome. Because there are so many instances where I see a tank, and if I could just say, hey, kill that tank, because I'm in the middle of shooting two squads of Russians that are hopping out of windows and crawling all over me, that would be amazing. let my AI AT gunner shoot at it, especially if he's actually going to aim at the vulnerable pieces. Now, if you're on the receiving end and you're in a tank, and all of a sudden Johnny GI over here can show up with his full AT squad with 3 AT gunners in it, and he can pull out his bazooka and order both of them to fire with him, you're probably going to have a bad day. I know. The M9 bazooka isn't that great. But if they're aiming for vulnerable places and they actually have decent aim, you might have a bad day. It's certainly going to spice things up and make things more interesting. And the thing is, based on the looks of this, it doesn't just stop at AT soldiers. Look, mortar support. In some situations, battles may involve actual AI commanders with their own squad of soldiers. This can happen, for example, if a player loses connection in the battle. Such commanders simply have to be useful to the team. So the mortar squads under their leadership will now be trained to use their specialized weapons, mortars. They will independently target zones where they expect to find enemies and begin their massive shelling. Grab a mortar and try to compete with such commanders in efficiency. Now, when I saw the mortar headline, I had higher hopes for this. This isn't bad because it makes the AI in your battles more effective. And the thing is, I think having competitive AI is a good thing. Having bullshit AI is a bad thing. So, what do I mean there? Basically, if the AI is going to use the weapons available to them, that's really good. That can only be a good thing. Like, if the AI starts building spawn points, and they start building machine gun positions, and AT guns, and they use all of those, and they use their mortars, and they use their AT weapons, all of that's good. If the AI, for example, if the AI has, say, a 45-degree cone that goes out 100 meters, and they shoot at anything that comes into that cone in front of them that isn't blocked by a barrier, that's awesome. Like, my ideal AI has a 45-degree frontal-facing cone that goes out 100 meters. Anything that goes into that cone that is not obscured by bushes, by cover, whatever, should be shot at. If the AI sees an enemy and they disappear, they should keep tracking them for half a second. Because, if they run behind a bush, they should still be able to shoot them while they go into the bushes. If they're already obscured, they should not be shooting at them. If they're outside that 45-degree cone, the AI should not be shooting at them. However, if you shoot at an AI, then they should turn and face you and shoot back at you, right? That's how my ideal AI system works. So then you're not getting shot by an AI through 16 bushes because AI bullshit. And at the same time, people aren't just walking past the AI and mulching them. If the AI actually played like average players, they use all the tools that they have available to them, they're not just limited to using a rifle, and they also have this more specific code of engagement, that would be amazing. Now back to this whole mortar support thing, what I was really hoping they were going to say here is you as a player, when you pull out a mortar squad, your AI mortar companion will kneel down next to you, pull out his mortar tube, and he will match his mortar shells to yours. That's what I wanted to see here. Basically, what I want to see with the mortar squads going forward, I want to see it go from 2 mortars to 3 mortars in a mortar squad, and I want you and both of your AIs to when you pull out your mortar, both of them pull out their mortars, and now where you aim, they aim offset by like 5 meters, one left and one right of your position. And then have it like randomize, forward and backward, basically. So it wouldn't always be a line, it might be like diagonal. You get the idea. Like it might be a V, it might be diagonal, but basically randomize the other two's placement within 5 meters left and right of where you're putting your shot. That way, you can actually do a mortar barrage, and mortars don't feel so useless. Don't get me wrong, situationally, mortars can be very good, but they really require the right conditions. They require either routes where the enemy will be where you expect them to be because they go there every match. Let's say you're defending and you can expect where they're coming from, or they require your teammates to actively be spotting for you. So I would like to see them do something to make the mortar class more interesting. This definitely makes the AI better, and making the AI more efficient and more fun to play with without being bullshit is always going to be a good thing for this game. Because the fact of the matter is, there are lots of AI in this game. There are far more AI in the game than there are players. That's just a fact of having player squad leaders and AI man squads. So let me know down below, what do you think of the AI using heavy weapons? What changes would you like to see to the AI? I'm looking forward to this update. It doesn't seem like it's got a ton of stuff in it. I'm really hoping that they announce a new map set, either for Japan or for Russia, or for Japan and Russia together. But so far, it's looking very promising. Everything going forward seems like it's trying to polish the game and make it more appealing so that when it goes on Steam, we have a good looking game to bring in more people and make Enlisted more successful. And as long as all of that continues and holds true, it looks like we have a promising future for Enlisted. As per usual, get out there, kick ass, take names, and win your games.